Hello and welcome to the One Life Church devotional series where we cover the entire Bible in 20 months. Well, today's chapters are Ecclesiastes 3 and 4. Ecclesiastes 3, one of the most famous passages in all of Scripture, talking about time, talking about seasons. Well, I'm back here in KZN for a few moments, and behind me, the sun is about to rise to signal a new day. And this is what Ecclesiastes 3 about. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven. And so God sets the seasons. That's what this verse starts with. You can fight all you want, but 0 degrees is coming here in July. You can wave your fist at the wind, but in August, the wind just blows up this valley. It's just going to happen. You can Botox the wrinkles as much as you like out of your face, but I promise you they're coming. There's a season for everything under heaven. You can deny that fashion is going to change, but it's going to change. Things change. It says here, there's a time to be born and a time to die. There's a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal. You say, well, whenever is there a time to kill? Well, I suppose in war, when the innocent are getting murdered, there's a time to step in. And this is the point of this chapter. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Now, you might say, well, okay, God sets seasons. What does that mean for you and me? Well, I think firstly, Scripture tells us we need to be grateful that God has made the world like this. We need to be able to read our seasons so we're not fighting against the seasons. It's like, I think of someone swimming in a rip tide in a sea. You can swim all you like against it. It's not going to help. Rather just go with the tide and let it take you to where it's taking you. And be responsible in your season. The chapter goes on to move from seasons to say that God also sets the longing in people's hearts. So he doesn't just set the seasons for the world to operate on. He sets a desire in your heart to pursue God. So even the atheist actually has hardwired to see God. And then in verse 15 it says he sets a judgment day. We're all going to hold account for what we've done with our seasons and for what we've done with God. And then he sets tests on earth to prepare us for heaven. So verse 18 says, I also said to myself, as for humans, God tests them, so he may see that they are like the animals. And so this chapter has been God sets seasons. He sets a desire in your heart for him. He sets a judgment day, and he sets tests on earth to strengthen us and to fortify our faith. Now, chapter 4, he looks at other issues. He looks at oppression, and he looks at abuse of power, and he says that's not cool. And then he looks at people who are lonely without companions, and he says that's not cool. Then one of the most famous verses in Ecclesiastes is, a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. He's basically saying we're built for community, we're built for love, we're built for doing life with other people. And so he concludes by saying it's better to be poor and a wise youth than an old and foolish king. So he reverts back to that original issue that he had with kings that abuse power. And so chapter 4 is about injustice. Chapter 4 is about community. And chapter 4 is about the wisdom of living out your lives in community and humility and looking after people. 2 great chapters, 3 and 4.